Okay, great.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Hillary Fredrickson from Cultivate Fertility. And this is Dr. Kara Burkhart. Sorry, we're a little late. We were appearing originally on my personal Facebook page, so I'm sure my friends will get a kick out of that. This is Dr. Kara Burkhart. She's going to talk to us a little bit today about egg health, but first I just want to say that we are next Wednesday at 5, we're going to do a master class inside of our private Facebook group, which is just called the Cultivate Fertility group. You just request to join it, and I kind of let you in. It's not some big mystery. You don't have to pay to get in or anything. It's free. But we're going to do a course, a master class. It'll be probably from 5 to 6 p.m. all about proven strategies to improve egg health. And right? Did I say it right?
So that one is just the, few things the research really has established. We just want to share that with you. And this just comes out of the real fear that, are your friends writing, where are you now?
No, I'm just getting on to the...
It comes out of that real fear that women are experiencing even before they go to get pregnant of, is this going to be okay? Are my eggs okay? Are my ovaries okay? So many people I know and see and hear about are having problems, and women are going to their doctors saying, can we somehow know if my eggs are okay or whether I'm going to have a problem getting pregnant? And so this is a common thing that people come ask us about. And there's this overriding kind of fear, right? And I think it's because people know, or the message is getting out there, that you're born with your eggs. You already have them and you can't make more. So people are worried, what have I done and what am I doing and what can I possibly do to help the quality of them? And it's interesting because we can't really, you can't come to my office and I run a lab test and I tell you the quality of your eggs is an A, a B, a C, a D. We can't really do that in the office. What we can do are some tests, typically during a specific day in your menstrual cycle, that tell us the number maybe, or how much action is going on in your ovaries. And so those tests are really well known as the FSH test and the AMH test. And those are really specific as to what's happening and what the physiology is with your ovaries, but it cannot tell us, you have a ton of eggs left and they're really good quality. You can just find out, looks like you might have a ton of eggs left or not. And so those are the two tests people ask us a lot about when we sit and talk to people. So we wanted to just run through that basic concept. And so although you might feel better that your FSH isn't really high or your AMH is high, that's the way you kind of want to see those numbers. It doesn't tell us exactly what's going on. So this is a hard topic. So really what Dr. Hillary and I do is try and get into what can you do daily, like having your nice green tea like you're having now, and other potential things that can help you with that egg quality.
So so we're going to do a pretty, extensive class, not overwhelming, but we're going to talk more about that on next Wednesday, about the strategies that you can kind of take with you through the holiday season. Like, just what are some of the big downfalls for egg health if you're going to be doing a transfer, or you're going to be, if you want great eggs in the next 2 to 3 months, let's try to get you through the holidays as best we can with your cute eggs in the best shape possible. So that's what's going to be coming next week at 5 o'clock in the Facebook group, the Cultivate Fertility group. So just pop in over there and join that if you'd like to be a part of that masterclass. But today, one thing I want to talk about a little bit today is I've done a couple lectures on it, and kind of privately over the year since COVID started, and it's just like raising your vibration. We keep talking about it, and you can't be online right now and not hear about how to manage stress. But one thing that's really showing up in our world, in the United States, and really just probably the greater world as well, is this like kind of duality. Like people are living these very polarized experiences, and just looking at the election results, like the country's quite split, and people are having very, very different opinions and really sticking to their different opinions. So I don't ever remember a time in my life where there was sort of like this much like kind of vitriol and side taking. Um, and I think it can be a really interesting experience for us humans. Like it doesn't feel good, really. Like if we remember back to being kids on a playground or something, and if you had to pick a side, or it just like doesn't really feel great. Like generally human beings like to be in balance and like to be kind of accommodating and flexible and fluid. And so I just kind of want to acknowledge that people have been through a lot of stress, and that are kind of potentially still in a stressful situation, depending on beliefs. And this is like beyond even politics, just going into the holidays with COVID. There's COVID numbers spiking. People can, there's different like orders in different places of what people can do for gatherings. Like it's just not the easiest time on the planet right now. And so Kara and I have done a couple things where we talk about just what are things that we can do daily to stay in our most positive vibration, the most positive that we can be, knowing that you can't be naive, you can't ignore things if you're upset or you're going through a hard time, not to be a naive, but what can you do to just like bump up your energy field to like feel a little bit better? You want to talk?
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about it because I'm talking to patients kind of all day about this. And it just seemed like people are going back to what they know to do. So, um, one woman this week was saying how, you know, she's just so thankful that she has dogs and she has to walk her dogs, and that it kind of got her out of watching the news last week and all that kind of stuff. So it would pause things and get her outside of, any place where she could check her phone and all of that. So those kind of distractions are really good. And the other thing is just the rituals of making yourself a cup of tea, making, a nice quiet breakfast. Those kind of daily, you're taking care of yourself rituals are really important, I think, to make yourself just feel better, because that kind of sets you up for the whole day. And so in the morning, I definitely do that. I sit down and have whatever it is, whether it's hot tea or coffee, and I sit there and sort of drink it quietly, and I don't move. Like I sit and drink it. I don't want to be running around at that time. So I think that we all know the things that work for us, and it's not like we have to start this whole other process. Another woman I talked to this week, she is a yoga teacher, and she has practiced mindfulness and meditation for years and years and years. So she had been going back to that, and she was talking to me a lot about mindfulness. And it just struck me that, the next person who walks in, this is not going to be in any way an appropriate topic. So it's the thing, like, did you used to run every day and that was the thing that really helped you? Well, maybe either running or some similar exercise program. Did you used to pick up the phone and call your sister? What did you used to do at that stressful time in your life that made you feel better, and kind of going back to it? It's not that you have to start something new or different. It's just like really being strict about, I'm going to do these few things that work for me.
And the thing that we have been having people do is to write, to make a list, to actually make a physical list where you're writing things down, writing down the things that, okay, I'm like, sorry, here. My daughter started like tutoring right where I was set up naturally. But writing a list
This is a better view. This is really nice setup, by the way.
Right, writing a list of the things that make you happy. So, and a lot of times when humans are stressed, it's like we're not thinking the best when we're stressed. That's like, and it's so easy to kind of go into an old pattern. If that old pattern is to control what you eat, or to do this, or to lash out at your lover, or to, yell at your kids, or whatever. There's just patterns that we all have that are not great patterns when we're triggered. And so, what's really, really great is to write a list of the things that make you feel better. And so, for me, on my list, it's one, turning on music. The second I turn on music, like, I just shift personalities. I'm just happier. I'm like, okay, I can like just instantly feel a beat. It transforms me to a place that I was doing something better. If I'm doing dishes, if I'm cleaning, or if I'm making dinner and it feels like such a task or a chore when I'm tired, if I put on music, it's like, okay. I always laugh when I go to Kara's because they always have music blasting in their kitchen. It's like, and it's always like just the funny loud music, and everybody's super into it, and they're kind of yelling over each other because the music's so loud, but it's like makes for such a fun, happy vibe. So like that for me is one. Another is like going outside and walking my dog. Like the mindfulness things are harder for me to dig into when I'm like triggered. And I've been more triggered lately. I just am a little bit on edge, just tired. I'm tired. I think people are also just tired from the stress. I'm thinking about the holidays and not getting to see my family and gather in the same way that I'm used to. And, so there's just things where I'm just like, and it's up to me to shift it. Nobody's going to be able to do it for me, but I can feel it having an effect on my stress hormones and my sleep. Not just me, my patients too. So one of the things that really works is making a list. If you just sit down and you write a list of 4 things or 5 things that you can do in that moment that make you happy. Call a friend, watch comedy, put on music, do something that just helps to take you to the next vibrational level, just one notch a little bit higher. And then it's easier to start an upward spiral where you start to feel better, you start to feel more grateful, you're paying attention to the things that are working, versus if you're having a negative thought and then a negative thought and then a bigger negative thought and then a bigger negative thought, and it starts that like downward spiral. We want to start you like bumped up and just starting to like spiral a little bit and see if you can like bring the positive energy up, because that's important for your stress hormones, which are important for your sex hormones, which is your estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, and the other things that really have an impact on your fertility. So
I'll
that's
give you another example. So I went on Monday this week to the plant store, which is, I don't go many places, but the plant store makes me very happy. So I'll go there and I'll have my groceries delivered, but the plant store I like. And so it was just so nice to walk through the nursery and just get to be with all the plants for me. And I got a bunch of things and got a few gifts for people and just organized like holiday flowers and stuff like that, and those kind of decorations. And I love all the plants, and that made me really happy. And when I was leaving, I was like, "Ooh, I'm like so calm. This is really good." So if you have something like that, I know that's a really weird thing, but that really does it for me. I get so excited.
well, plants have always been your medicine.
I love it. So, and it's something that you can do, because most of those are actually going, because for holidays that they're like kind of ramping up what they have as far as plants and stuff. So that's kind of fun and cool to do. But anyway, there's something for yourself that you can find to go do.
And just send. The other thing that I've always talked about is the happiest people, the people who are the most grounded, the most calm. They do service for other people. They're in
Mhm.
service of others. So the second I was kind of in a negative spiral the other day, and my boyfriend was just like, hey, how about if you kind of look at what's working and like you just sort of have a little gratitude for all the like
Mhm.
awesome things in your life. Like, a fireplace, you know what I mean? It's just so, it's so easy to just be like, see the dark and the bad. And then it's like, oh yeah, wait, I have like a fireplace in my house. That's so cool. That's
That's
like
so nice.
really awesome. And like, thank you for that, you know? And so we're just talking about small mind shifts of just learning to take care of yourselves and kind of using these to get through the holidays. So we've kind of done a 4-part series on stress management, sort of rituals before sleep, ways to stay asleep, kind of ways to raise your vibration. We hope it really helps you during this time. We're going to turn the corner next week talking about egg health and really prioritizing our egg health through the holiday season. So we really hope you can make it to our masterclass. And then we're probably going to do some work with sperm coming up too. Just some good old advice for you and the dude that is you're trying to keep healthy so he gets you pregnant.
There you go.
Anyway, on that note, blah, 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 blah. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks
Night,
for
night.
Talk soon.